Hello, welcome back to Star Rupture. In this one I'm going to be showing you tips and tricks and how to survive in this harsh environment of a planet. So this is the developers from Greenhow and it's absolutely amazing, just like is. I wouldn't expect anything different. So every 10 minutes or so you will get the Rupture, which will completely destroy everything in its way. But don't worry, if you've got a base set up then you'll be fine. You just need to get back to your hub and you will be fine. So make sure you save often in different slots, because if you lose your progress you will be annoyed. You will have to spawn back at this orbital lander if you haven't. So when you are in here starting off, make sure you loot all the personal storage and make sure you get loading or saving a lot. When you load a game, by the way, if you collect stuff and then load in your game, like save and then load that same game, everything spawns back in again. So you can collect meteor or hearts from like these, and you can also collect loads of plants a lot quicker that way if you must. So to get meteor hearts, what you want to do is farm these nodes, and this is how you pretty much upgrade your base over time, because you need the hearts to be able to cool more. So every rupture that happens you will have this like cooling core station, and I'll show you how it works in a bit. But basically, the more buildings you have, the more you need to upgrade this core for your base. So you need to farm the hearts, and to farm it you need to completely wipe out this node. I go around hitting all the small ones, and as you can see, when that bar goes down it is completely farmed, and we have a heart right there. So this is the base core which you need to upgrade over time, and you place one and look at the area it's in, and that's where you can place your base. I'll show you a brilliant location later on in the video, but for now we want this, which is platinum. Is it platinum or steel? I can't remember. I think it's steel, or it might be platinum. I keep getting the resources mixed up very early game. And the other one we're going to call copper. So here we go. You can move this up and down. Probably best to have it as low as possible, to be honest. It doesn't really matter, but you don't want it too high because you need to get in this every now and then. And that's basically what's going to protect. You can build in this area, it's going to cool everything down after the rupture. So right here you need power for everything, so put your solar panels next to it and you link everything up. I'll show you how to do it in a sec. But once you're set you need to build a hub, and I'll show you how to build one of them in a sec also. So the start end location is pretty much good for everything, like in all games. You can ping your location with a click of the middle mouse button, but you ain't really got a map to begin with. You'll have to unlock most things in this game, which is good. So if you want to delete your base, go down to the bottom. It takes 10 seconds, everything will be wiped out. Or you can push, I think it's the F key, and delete stuff like each and every one, and you'll get refunded on these building materials as well. You can build these in the 3D printer, and then that lets you build like any other building, like these habitats, the airlocks and everything else that goes with it. So this is where your safe place will be when a rupture happens. So setting up inside, you'll want this console, and this basically shows you how to unlock stuff. So each corporal group will unlock something different, so it's good to get the generator and that done first, just because you want the solar energy coming in to power everything. But the game will talk you through that pretty much. But this is where you will basically unlock everything and claim your rewards. And then how to actually get it going, you want this orbital launcher. So you place this and make sure it's powered up, and then you will send whatever it needs in there, and then you will get upgraded pretty much from that. To power it up you need to build a runway or rail to every building that links them once they are connected via walkway, or just placed next to each other, or one of the rails next, like linked with a rail basically. They'll have power to them. You can also use stairs and walkways as a good way to power stuff up. So you chuck your items in, you select whatever you want, chuck it in there, and it should send, once it's powered up, it should send to the other planet, and then you will unlock your rewards. Collect every plant you pretty much run past, and rock, well, you can collect rocks, but plants are easy, and you analyze them to get XP, and then that'll help you unlock stuff in the recipe station. And you need to go out and explore in this game, because all these unlocks are basically, if there's only one you need, like the bottom one there, that silicon or the super magnet, is because you need to go out, explore, and find it on bodies. That's the only way you're going to find it. So straight after a rupture, make sure you explore the world and collect loads of plants and stuff, because you'll need them to unlock in all these recipe for the food stations. Personal storage can be put on walls like I've done right here, and it just keeps everything neat and tidy. I say neat and tidy, mine's a complete mess. These ore excavators, that's the free that it's going to get. So your ore, copper and calcium, and then this one is your helium. There will be a sulfur one later on, but I've played for like 14 hours and still ain't unlocked that yet, so that'll be further down the line. There's also the smelting, and it shows you what recipes you'll get out of them. Furnace, fabricator, and later on there's more crafting stations to be unlocked as well. So I'll show you a good location on where to build and where you can find the materials and where you place these ores, shall I say. You also have the storage depot, that's good to place. So once you put your ore extractor down, it can go into this storage depot and then to your stations. That way you'll have like 100 resources ready to go, so they won't come in from a distance. It might just speed things up a bit. So as you can see, the calcium's coming in to make calcium ore in the smelter, and then it will go to the next crafting station. By the way, that's got 3 on it, it's the furnace. And then they're making calcium powder, and that might come in and out at different areas because there's like 3 slots on this one. So some of the stations are actually made in different orders, if that makes sense. And then you can make your sheets, and then they will go to this one, and then they will be launched off and you will get your XP. So that's kind of the setup you're looking for. And you, like I say, you can change this depending on what resources you're sending, because early game resources just need a different setup to the more end game resources. Here's my solar generators. Later on you will unlock wind ones, and probably end game you'll get probably even more advanced ones. This is my map, so you get your platinum or whatever it is there, your copper, let's call it copper, from there, and your calcium right there. So it's all in this location quite near to the starter location, which is good. Here's your helium. I'll show you what that extractor looks like. So there's 2 nodes here, so not far away. And then sulfur is north, but to be honest, on release this would be a lot more open map, so there'll be a lot more closer locations. There's one just south of me. So yeah, that's that. Pretty nice and easy. But there's also, when you explore, there's like caves and stuff. So I'm going to show you, when you get a rupture, you go inside the cave. That's how it's going to unlock, because the vines will get rid, and you'll be able to get in there once the rupture's just happened. That's the best time to explore, and I'll show you how to get out of that in a second too. But as well as exploring, there are these radars. Now when you activate these, it might cause a wave of mobs, so you might have to fight them off and try and activate it whilst fighting them off. It will go up to a timer. You just have to come back when it's 100% and then activate it. It just clears the fog on the map a bit better, and it reveals locations. Like, check out the question marks, because there is a lot of loot in those question mark areas, but there might also be mobs, so make sure you're prepared. Early game you can just use your mining tool to kill the mobs. Later on a handgun is needed for the harder ones, and then you get like this submachine gun unlock that's going to take on them easier. And then further on you will get weapon upgrades and also stat upgrades too. So inside the cave you can activate your torch, I think it's T key, which would make sense. There's plants, I would gather these because you get a lot of XP, I'll show you that in a sec. And there's also some resources and loot can be found on bodies depending on what caves you are. There's loads of caves you'll find over the map, but they're basically covered in vines and you have to wait till the rupture happens to clear the vine. And then if you spend too long in here and can't get back out because you see the vines are growing back over the entrance, shoot this vine heart thing with whatever weapon you have, and then you can see the vines start to recede in, and then you can climb back out up the vine just there. So that is the way to get back out. And if you want to know where this cave is, it's right there. So that's what the cave symbols look like. This might all change, by the way. But yeah, this is the plants you get in there. You get a lot of data points from them, and also codex unlock as well. So they're worth picking up, and also for the recipes if you want those. So again, this is like my map looks like. So there are some areas to explore, and like I say, this is a great starting location because it has your 3 main resources, and then you have helium and sulfur just there actually. So it's a great starter location. So this is what my base looks like, just giving you an overview. Hope this has been helpful. If it has, stick your comments in the stick your tips rather in the comments down below, and it'd be great to hear some feedback from you. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It really makes a difference and gets this video out there. But thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay entertained. See you all on the next one.